Okay. So here, let's go and start. So we have written a, so we are getting the random array. From this array, you can reuse that. Okay, you can reuse for all of them. But yeah, let's. So next program I'm going to write. I want to find out the max value from this array. So I'll use this method, or I'll pass it later. Okay, fine. But so you have to give an input for this method as an array. Array is your input to this method. From that input, you have to find out the max element and minimum element. Minimum element, you can write another method also. That's fine. So let's go and start writing. So protected static int, because I want to return one element. One element is integer. So because I'm creating an integer array, in that integer array, return one max element, first max element, largest element basically. Okay. So int get max. So the input is, you have to give input array. Array is an input for this method. See that? The input parameter, the return type. So max element in given array. So for that, I'll just print first, okay, given array. So how to print an array? Either you can use a for each loop, or you can write a method also. That's fine. Anything is fine. But so let me give you another way. So to simply print the given array elements. So array input is plus. So if you want to print arrays dot toString. So for a toString method, you have to give the input. So array name, that is num is my array. So num array. So this array I'm printing. Then I'm going to check one condition. If num dot length equal to 0, so then throw new illegal argument exception. Illegal argument exception. So invalid array input. Invalid array input. So basically, row keyword is an, basically it is a T small. It's a exception handling keyword. If this condition is true, and this message will print for you. So that's it. Then first initialize the max variable with array first element. So you assume that that's a max element. So int max equal to, so how can you get the first element?
Num.
Array name of 0.
Num of index 0.
Num of 0.
num of 0 you have to give. So now iterate the array to find out which one is maximum. So now it is first element is you're assuming that first element is the max element. But we don't know, right? Is the first element or some other elements are max? We don't know. You have to iterate it and check it. Iterate and check it. So first iterate the array. So how can you iterate the array? So int I equal to 0, I less than, so dot length I plus plus. So how to check the condition? So which concept you need is to check the condition? Greater than I cannot use, no, madam. You have to use some condition, right?
If condition.
If condition, right?
If.
What is this? Without greater than and equal to, how can you put, madam? You have to write the condition. So condition is important here. Always loop inside if condition you will use most of the times. Keep this as a thumb rule, okay, in your minds. If you want to check a condition, there will be a mandatory if condition. Okay, so the condition you write. What is the condition? If any array element means num of I is greater than
Max.
element, then assign that to
Max.
max. Assign that array element to max. Then return that. That's it. Over. The code is over.
Max.
Same you do for the
Min.
min also. So for min, what is the change?
If
Min.
number of I less than.
Less than. That's it. Only less than here. You change the wordings, okay? These things.
Min equal to none.
If any array element is less than minimum value, assign that array element to min.
Return.
That's it. So these are the two programs. Any questions here? Okay. So until you are not stopping me, I'm going to move on. Okay. So if you need explanation, please stop me and ask me.
Toostring.
Yeah.
Can you explain about toostring?
So this is the arrays class is a java.util package. You will find this in this. So toString method, you have to pass all arrays. So it will convert into array format in the string format. Okay. So whatever the array you give, that will convert into array. In the array symbol format, it will print. That's what the toString method. You can see that. Returns a string representation of the contents of the specified array. It will return the string format, but in the array format. All the elements it will print in the square brackets. So in this format, can you see here brackets inside?
Yeah.
It will be enclosed all the values, all the elements in the square brackets.
Okay.
That's what this toString method will do. Okay. Next one. Find the average of array elements. So what is the average? How can you find average of array elements?
Sum of all the elements by number of the elements.
So I'm just putting average as a double. So return type. Get average of array elements. So you have to give an input. You have to give input to the. So Find the average of array elements. So for this, what we need to do?
We need to find
You have to
sum of all
Sum. We need to find the sum of
the elements,
which elements?
array elements.
array element.
Array elements. So for this, what is the first step?
This sum initially sum equal to 0.
That is a step 1. Initialize the
Sum equal to 0.
sum value as a 0. Sum is 0. So int sum equal to 0. Already we did these 2 programs or 4 programs we did there, right? So sum of n natural numbers, sum of even and odd numbers you have done with while loop and for loop also. 4 times you did this. And you should not forget this again, this logics. And so let's find out the sum of all the array elements. So int I equal to 0, I less than array dot length and I plus plus. See how many times the same loop we are writing. I want first element to last element. That's why my initialization always 0 in case of array. Next.
Sum plus equal to
So you have to sum this. You have to sum this. Okay. Sum plus
Equal to
sum of I.
num of I.
that's it. We got the sum. Now what do you need to do?
Average. Divide.
Find the average. You can write here itself right directly. Sum divided by num dot length.
Not length.
So if you want, you can keep it in the brackets, this entire thing. Okay. That's the how you can find out the sum of given array elements. So the next one is I need to find out the duplicate elements in the given array. Public static void find duplicate elements. So you give the so duplicate element. First I'll take a string array and then I will so print duplicate elements. So here we need to take up 2 for loops. You have to take up 2 for loops. You have to take up 2 for loops. That's important. 2 for loops if you take, so that will be
Nested for loop.
so that is a nested for loops you have to take. If you take the nested for loops, it will solve our problem. So let's see how to do that. Nested for loops. Okay. So first you have to declare a string array, and I'll give you a string array. You also write one program printing duplicates from the integer array. Okay. So you give integer array which has a duplicates, then print only those duplicates. Okay. So first how to declare a array. Declare and assign the values. Okay. Declare an array, string array. String array and assign values. So how can we do that? What is the syntax?
Data type square brackets. Array
So
name
Array name,
square brackets.
square bracket, array name
Array name
equal
Equal
to
to
new
I want to assign values. Directly you can assign a value like
curly braces.
this.
Element from element to element.
And so on. Okay. You can do like this. So data type. The
String.
data type is you can take a string. I told you string array elements. So array name you can give. Maybe I can take the languages. So all the languages I'm taking, and I'll make it duplicates all of them. So Java, C#, so
Python.
Python, So then I'm putting Java. So then I'm writing all, and then we can take it Python. So that's enough. Okay, so we have some duplicates. So how can we iterate this? Basically, you iterate first element, you compare with all other elements.
Yeah.
Then second element, you compare with all other elements. Then third element, you compare with all other elements. See, this is the kind of, so you have to write a concept which is checking basically the outer for loop is going to check with the first element, and then second element onwards you need to start inner for loop. So inner for loop, this did you remember nested for loops? So you have to use a nested for loops here. So int I equal to 0, I less than lang dot length and I plus plus. But where is your second for loop has to start from which element?
Second element, I.
So
J
you have to write I plus 1, you write, okay? I plus 1. And j less than lang dot length j plus plus. So now you have to write a condition, right? Condition is important here. How can you check the condition? If, again I told you, if, so lang of I
equal
dot equals method is there. To compare the strings, you have to use the equals method. To compare the numbers, what we need to use?
Double equal to E, double equal.
Double equal to. To compare the numbers, you have to use a double equal to. To compare the strings, we have to use the equals method. So equals lang of z. If it is that, then you print the lang of z. That's it. So everything is same. The code is same, and only here, if it is a numbers, so what do you need to put?
Double
equal
Double equal. That's the only change. If it is a integer array. Next. So a lot of array programs we can take up, and still I want to sort the array. How can you sort the array? So you want to sort array in ascending order. How can you sort array in ascending order? So let's go and do that. Sort array in ascending order. You have to give array as an input. So write a program to sort array in ascending order. So here also, so before sort arrays, before sorting in ascending order, so arrays. So can you print array? Arrays class dot to string. See the static method. Please remember at least now how I am calling static methods. See, it's very, very clearly showing yes means a static method. How you are calling that class name dot static method. Keep on repeating these things, please remember them. If still you are not remembering, means that's not good at all, right? So we are repeating so many times the same concepts. Okay. Now, again, to do a sorting, what is meant by sort? Ascending order means what?
Increasing order.
So from lowest to higher number, small number to higher number. That's a sorting in ascending order means. It doesn't matter what order it is there, but you have to sort them in ascending order. That's ascending order sorting. So again, you have to take the two for loops. That's a mandatory. Okay. You start int I equal to 0, I less than num dot length I plus plus. So the inner for loop again you take int j equal to, you have to compare with
The other
second
elements.
element, right? Second element. So we have to compare with the second element. So that means
I
Plus
plus
J.
j less than num dot length j plus plus. Now you check the condition. If num of I is greater than num of j, so then what you need to do? You swap those two.
J equal to num of I.
So you have to swap. What is the swapping logic? With a temporary variable.
with the temporary create
This also I covered already. I already told this. I'm going to use this logic.
num of I equal to num of
Num
j.
of J.
Num of j.
J. Num of
J
J equal to 10.
Standard code, this one, if you want to swap. So you assign the first element to temporary variable. Then second element you assign to first element. Then the first element which is stored in the temporary variable, that you assign to second element. So this is the how you can store all the elements. Okay, any questions? Now you can write after sorting. Ascending order. So the array is dot toString. So same program for the sort in descending. What is the change? Can you tell me what is the change?
I less than num of j. Num of I less than num of
Less than number of J.
That's it. This is the only change. Remaining code, everything same. That's it. That's all. All are similar logics. There is no complicated. Okay. Okay. Next program is. Any questions here before moving on?
No, sir.
Are we good?
Yes.
Okay. Sort, no, not reverse array in place. Sir, what is this? Reverse array in place. That means the positions only, you keep it as it is position, okay? You only elements you have to swap. So how can we do that? See that? For example, I have a array, 5 elements. 1, 2, so 3. Okay. So for example, this is a 2, 3, 8, 9, 5. So 5 elements, right? Now, so if you sort in in place means, so what will happen here is, what it is going to happen here is, so this one should come here. And this will go to here.
Last.
That's the first iteration. Second iteration, this
So,
will move here and this will go here. So 9 and you don't need to touch the middle one. So basically here you are going to do, you divide the total length by 2. So what you need to do, what is the logic? Length
length divided by 2.
so that this you don't need, you will reduce the number of iterations. So you have to move this side and you move this side elements. So these elements will go here and these elements will go here. And this is how you can so reverse array in place. So this is one of the famous interview question. And that's why we need to discuss on this. Are we good? Let's go and target this. So public static void reverse array in place. So you have to give input array. You have to give input array for that. So write a program to reverse an array in place. So basically it saves the memory and also number of iterations it reduces. So we did a reverse here in the first program. But what we did, we are doing last element to first element. All iterations you are doing. I don't want that. If there is 1,000 elements, it's a more time consuming, right? So if you do divided by 2 and you can reduce number of iterations. That's the main concept here. So before reverse, original array. So how can you print? Arrays class dot to string of number. Okay, so find out the length of the array first, so that it will be easy for us. You can use that. So find the length. So int size equal to num dot length. So iterate the array and check the condition size by 2. Okay, so for you start with the first element only. You don't need to do from last element to reverse. So this is the main thing here.
Less
Less than size by
5.
2 I plus plus. So first you take the first element. Okay, so int
num of 5.
so first element. Okay, I think we'll just take first. So num of
0. Oh yeah.
no, you should have, because here in the loop inside always you have to use this one. Automatically it will come, right? So we should not do that. 0, you should not place it. So next it will change, right? Keep on iterating.
Yeah.
So if it iterates and we cannot hard code the values. Always for loop I variable you have to use loop inside. So now what you need to do? You have to
Swap the last
understand that the first element you have to place it in the last. Last element you have to place in the first page. So num of I equal to last element. How can I get the last element?
Num dot length minus
minus 1.
num minus
Num dot length
Minus 1.
minus
1.
1.
But see, if I want to come towards towards left side, I need to reduce I value, right, every time. So reduce I value every time.
Minus.
So minus I, you do that. So that what will happen? Right to left, it will move. So nobody got this.
I value will be increased and
So these values you have to move right towards left side.
that's why we increase I value and decrease the last left side.
Last. So from here, so this will be
Decrease.
last, right? First I value is 0. So that means you will get this index. So what is this index for this time? Num dot length is 5. 5 minus 1, 4. 4 minus I value is 0. 4 minus 0 means, so index 4 you got it. So num of 4 means what is, so this entire value you are getting 4. So num of 4 means what is the value you got?
9.
9.
9. So 9 will store in the, this is 0. Num of 0 means first place. That means it will store here. Now next what will happen? You have to go and store the last position, this position. Which one you need to store?
Num of the I.
Num of 0.
So this already we stored here.
Right.
So that you place it in the last position. So how to write the last position? So you have to assign, first you have to assign to last position. So let's go and assign that. So num of
The num dot length minus
num dot length
Minus
minus
1.
1 minus I is equal to first. That's it, guys. So that's all code. Very, very simple codes. Just you have to understand. That's it. So after reverse, the array element is the array is, so not array. After reverse, the array is plus
Arrays dot
arrays dot
Hmm.
to string,
Num.
num. And you can use for loop also, and not always this one, but you can use for loop also. For loop, 1 by 1 element it will print. Okay. So this is the kind of programs you need to practice. So let's go and do the two-dimensional array. So I'll give you first let's call all this, then we'll go for the two-dimensional array. We'll finish quickly today array programs. Then we'll go tomorrow. Some interview programs are there. Those also will finish. By tomorrow we can close the entire control structure. Basics of core basic topics are over by tomorrow. And next Thursday, Friday, we are going to start the advanced OOPS concepts. Advanced Java we are starting. So till this is the crucial. You listen these videos every day also from the beginning. That's very, 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 very important. Your basics will improve if you understand every keyword, every structure of the formula, and how to call the methods, how to create the methods. You know, then only it is possible. Otherwise, it is not at all possible in the Selenium. So frankly telling, so if you are not good with the basics, sorry guys, I cannot help you there. Okay, I cannot help you anymore. So frankly telling, how to call the return type methods?
Data type
Data
variable.
type of variable name equal to
See that?
method.
How many times I'm repeating the same formula? Why you will forget to tell me? If I tell one time, I'm leaving that, you can forget. So wherever situation comes, I'm recalling the formula again. If your practice is not there and you are not concentrating on the class, then you will forget that. the scenario I'm replicating here. So I have a return type method. Okay, I have a return type method. These are the return type methods, right? How to call these return type methods in the same class I am replicating. The scenario, you got it. How to do that. That I'm showing practically for you. So, and you can print this also, this array, random arrays.
Plus rand array.
It's a array name. See why I stored in this, because I'm going to use this variable in multiple methods. For multiple methods, this is going to be input. Now, return type. So int max element equal to and get max. So for that, the input is random array. See that this random array element is I'm passing to as an argument for this method. See how to pass arguments. So variables also for the methods I'm showing here also. And then you can see the max element in given arrays plus max. Same you call min element also. Int min element equal to, so get min element. That. You can print that. So min
Is in given thing.
so
Plus
meaningful, right? Meaningful statement so that it will be easy for you while looking at the logs. Is the messages in the console it will print so that you can understand it. So for what is the output of this? So this output belongs to which method it is giving. You can understand that. If you write the meaningful statements, always make sure you write the meaningful statements. So then find duplicate elements. So next, sort array in ascending. Sort array
ascending.
in order. That's it. See that all the methods. So reverse array also, right? Reverse array in place. See, this is the void methods. So void methods calling, this is the void method calling purpose. This is the void without parameters, void with parameters. And the return type methods calling process. This is the standards, these are all. There is no change in that. See, again, I covered all the methods. So next time I have to reduce the time. Next batch, I want to talk about the methods separately. I will cover here only. That's better. We can save the time. Almost 10 days we covered that, right? We can cover that here and we can jump on to next topics. Array length. We are printing that. So see, generating 5 random array elements. Okay. So random array didn't print. Okay. Why it didn't print? Can anyone tell me? Array directly cannot print. So you have to always. So what do you need to do?
String.
Arrays dot
To
string. So array dot to string or you print with the for loop. Array elements. See, now you got array elements. So this is the array input and max element in the given array is 94. So this is the array input. The minimum element is 41. So Java and Python are the duplicates. So before sorting, array is 94, 42, 41, 87, 63. So after sorting, 41, 42, 63, 87, 94. So descending order means before so 94, this is the one. So you are reversing. So before reverse, this is the one. After reverse, see that. So this is the all the kind of programs. Okay, any questions? Let's move on to the
Sure.
two-dimensional array. So two-dimensional array, very simple, nested for loops. That's it. Already we did that, but let me explain now. It's very important. Two-dimensional array. So a multi-dimensional array is an array of arrays. Each element of multi-dimensional array is array itself. So it can prove to be very important in mathematical related competitions like Excel sheets. Wherever, see in our automation, you will use widely this Excel sheets. Excel sheets you will use. So that is 0, 0 and 1, 1, 2, 2 like that. So basically every row and column. So row and all columns will iterate. As I mentioned in the two-dimensional array, outer for loop will represent the rows, inner for loop will represent the columns. So it's a two-dimensional array, you will declare like this. So two-dimensional array declaration is data type, array symbol, array name equal to new data type, rows, column. So int two-dimensional array numbers equal to new int 3 rows and 5 columns. So that's how we can declare an array. So any kind of this. So other than that, we don't want much, but so let me explain this so that you can go through this. See, first row, first column. This is the cell address. This cell address is first row, first column. Then same row is going to fit, column only will increment. So row and column, row, column. Column is incrementing. Observe here, only column is incrementing. Only column is incrementing. Row is fixed for every row. Only column will increment. That means inner for loop, the incrementation is happening here. Inner for loop variable incrementation is happening. So once this is condition becomes false, it will move to second row. So second row, see, now row incremented. So from 0 plus 1, 1. So then column 0. And again, so
First row
to column, row to column 3, row to column 4. So this is the how you can, your cell addresses will be stored. So how to access an element in two-dimensional array? Basically again, array name of row index, column index. Automatically you will get the value. So even you can initialize the two-dimensional array like this also. So values, each row you will put in one curly bracket. So each row you will put in the pair of brackets. So this is the first row, second row, third row. Columns how many? 1, 2, 3. So that means a 3 by 3 matrix, this one. 3 by 3. So that is what you can to find out all these programs, but we don't want much. But here important thing is inner for loop inside. If you want this table format, you have to use a print method. So inner for loop after you will use a println method to bring the cursor to next line. Bring the cursor to next line. See that your array name, row count. This is important in the this code is important. I'm interested more on this code. I already explained nested for loops, but when you how you will represent the array name of square bracket inside the row index and column index. That is the only point I'm more interested here. So that's it. Other than that, nothing. Let's go and write this program, two-dimensional array program quickly, and we can move on to few more important programs. So you declare a two-dimensional array. So how to declare a two-dimensional array? Data type, all formulas.
Bracket, array name.
So array name. Remember the formula. So the life is going to be very easy in the coding.
Data.
Data type rows column.
Column.
And columns. So easy to write the code if you remember the formulas. So first to practice more formulas only and syntaxes. And then keywords you know already. So which keyword I explained already, those keywords just replace. So the data type I want to declare a string array. So that one I can say vehicles. I'll put vehicles, multiple vehicles. Okay. Then new string. So I can give 3 rows and 2 columns. Okay, so otherwise I'll put car types here. The vehicle instead of car types. I'll put, okay. So now you need to insert, right? But you can find also one more thing. You can find the number of rows. So number of rows. How can you find int rows count equal to? So car types array dot length. So that will give you the rows count. Find the columns count. So how can you find columns count? So car types of 0. So 0, why I am giving? If you don't want to give 0, in the loop you can give I, rows count, rows index. But here first row, if you give first row, how many columns are there? Remaining rows also same columns will be there. So that's why I'm giving a car types of 0 dot length. This will give you the columns count. So now insert the values. So we don't have any values, right? Insert the values into 2D array. So how can you insert the values into 2D array? So car types. Sorry. Car types of first row. First row. I'm inserting in first row. First row. So 0 first row and 0 column. So how many columns are there total?
2
columns. So that's one. Okay, now what is there now? So far 2 columns are over. 2 columns are over means where it will go?
Second.
So row count will increment. First row, first column. Second row, first column. Second row, first column. So you can give whatever it is, guys. It's up to you. So if you know any car types, you can give your own car types.
First row. Second row. First column. Tesla.
Okay, so people are interested in Tesla. Okay, let's give that. Third row. So car types. Now third row. Third row means
Second.
so 0. Second give
Hyundai.
Third.
Toyota. Okay.
Third row.
Second column. You can give
Honda.
Honda. So Honda is famous here. I'll give this Honda. Okay, so that's all. We inserted all 3 rows, right? So how many rows we have given? 3 rows and 2 columns.
2 columns.
Every row, 2 columns I'm covering and So that's it. Now you need to iterate it. How can you iterate it? So loop. So this all you will get in the, basically you will do in the Excel sheet. That purpose I'm telling. So this you won't do there. This you will do in the Excel sheet, your data.
Oh,
Later thing is, this is the one you will start. You will start from for loops, nested for loops. Int I equal to 0, I less than. Oh, we have already rows count, right? You can use that. Why it is. So int I equal to 0, I less than. Where is the rows count? That variable I can use I plus plus. So inner for loop, int j equal to 0, j less than
column count.
column count. What happened? Why it's not showing? Okay. J plus plus. Now inner for loop inside you have to write a print method, not println. So print method I am using, and my array name, first array name of I of Z. I represent the
Row.
row.
Column.
J represent column.
That's
Yeah.
it. So then inner for loop after you, so put it the println method. What will happen? The cursor will be here, right? It will bring for the next row.
Next line.
So next line, it will go to next row automatically. I will increment and keep doing that. So this is how you can call this. Let's call this. So this is the bit spaces are there, but you can organize that. You can organize how you can do that. Maybe a table you can, so place it a table, okay? Every value after you can put this. See how it is printing, right? Even before also, if you want, you can print that also. So we can automatically print that. So the order table format also you can bring it up. So here you can print. So again, it will become more, but you can place it here. I think here you can place it. So, okay, so not print method is enough, I think. Yeah, you have to design all this, right? Perfectly done now. Okay, so the table format, you can bring it. Every row if you want. See, you'll get nice format also. So that's all how you can play around with coding. Any questions? I want to bring one more program, but I'll explain tomorrow because we don't have much time. So, or we'll cover in another 5 minutes, a simple program. Let's go and cover that one more program.
Yes.
So, Java interview programs. So I want to print Fibonacci series. How can you print a Fibonacci series? What is Fibonacci series?
Where's the-
What is Fibonacci series? Write a program. Fibonacci series. So Fibonacci series means what? Previous two numbers,
Sum of previous two numbers.
your next number. That's a Fibonacci series. You see that you start with a 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5,
8,
8,
11.
13, 11. 5 and 8, madam. 5 and 8, 13, right?
Sorry.
So 13 and 18, 20, 1, 34,
34.
like that, and so on. Okay. So this is the one. See, you count previous two number sum is this one. These two number sum is this one. And these two number sum is this one. And these two numbers is this one. So how can you bring this? So I need to declare three variables. So int n1 equal to 0, n2 equal to 1, and n3 I'm going to calculate. Right? I need to calculate, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to print first n1 and n2. So n1, I'm going to give some space and n2. Okay. But already two values we printed. Okay, you need to give a range here. How many you want? How many you want? Number. So how many Fibonacci series numbers you want? I'll give a number. Okay, I'll control so that it will automatically print that. At the rate parameter. So for loop, you take a for loop. Already you printed 2. So that I'll start with a I equal to 2, I less than n, and I plus plus. So I need to calculate the third number. How can you calculate the third number? What is the formula?
N1 plus N2.
Hmm?
N1 plus N2.
That's it. N1 plus N2.
N2.
All simple mathematics, and I'm not doing very complicated also here. Very simple mathematics. So now assign the n2 value to n1. N2 value to n1.
N.
So n1 equal to n2.
N2.
So and assign n3 value to n2. So nt equal to n3. So then you need to print here n3, right? So we forget to print this. So I'll bring in the same line, okay? That's why I'm putting plus n3. That's it. So that's all simple. How can you call non-static method here?
Creating an
Class.
Hmm?
Object for the
create an
class.
object for the class.
The new keyword.
Create an object
Object
For the class.
for the class.
By
What
using
class?
New keyword. Java programs.
by using new
How
keyword.
many times I'm covering this topic also again? Already we covered this. Again, I'm covering one more time this topic.
New keyword.
What is the formula?
Class name. Reference object equal to new class name.
Parentheses.
Java programs. Class.
That's it.
On
So
JP dot method name.
ten Fibonacci series. Is it 10?
Yes.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, so we'll see tomorrow rest of the programs, and